You know, people have said to me, some of them, public officials from time to time on the liberal side, have said to me, how can you be proud of the founding fathers? How can you be proud of Judeo-Christian ethic? It was the Judeo-Christian ethic that enslaved us. In fact, I got an issue on that effect not too long ago, and I wrote them back. I've heard it before. I wrote it back. I said, well, first of all, you don't know American history, and you clearly don't know what Judeo-Christian ethic means. Because when Thomas Jefferson penned the words, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights, and that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. He was making an eternal statement. And that statement, once it was out there, you couldn't get rid of it. And yes, even though we inherited slavery, Americans didn't invent it, we inherited it. It was happening in Africa, it was happening in the Middle East, it was happening in Europe. We inherited it, came to this continent. And from the very beginning, because of those words and our faith in the God of the Bible, there were always those who were standing up saying, it's evil, we cannot continue to do this. The reason why it ended was because Americans had an ethic that was handed down to us from our founding fathers, and we call that our Judeo-Christian ethic. And it continued to haunt us. You know, it's just like each of us. We have ideals. We don't always live up to them completely. But if you're serious about them, when you fail them, they continue to scratch at the back of your neck. They won't let you go. You know you're not right, don't you? And we Americans, that's why I have such faith, abiding faith in the wisdom of the American people, because there are a set of values that we have that continue to call to us and speak to us. Look, we are not different than any human beings on the face of the earth in terms of the nature of our flesh or the way we think, but our values have shaped this nation and shaped our ideals in such a way that we've gotten results that no other nation has ever gotten. We've got to hold fast to those values. We've got to come back to them. We've got to call our nation back to them. Because that is what's going to make the difference. That is what stood us in good stead for 234 years. That faith in God. Founding fathers had it. That those principles were truth. They weren't opinions. They were truths that they considered to be self-evident. And when you study our history, which is why I love American history, it's so glorious. When the British blockaded Boston Harbor, George Washington wrote in his journal that day, went to church and fasted the rest of the day. He knew to turn to God. You know, he talked about it in his first and second inaugural address, that this nation cannot survive unless it's a nation that believes in God and the Bible. And the founding fathers understood that if you're not going to live under a totalitarian regime, there's got to be internal restraints. Something on the inside of us as human beings that restrains us from doing evil to our neighbor. We call that our Judeo-Christian ethic. It comes directly out of the Bible. That's what's being lost. That's what they're attacking. That's what they want to do away with.